This is the new and improved Beaver River Road. We are now turning right onto Cedar Lake Road in Yarmouth County, in Digby County. This is a good part of the road. We have now entered Yarmouth County. Please bear in mind that I am fortunate enough to be driving in a modern Subaru Outback with four-wheel drive, large tires, and a high ground clearance. In the last decade of the 1700s, our ancestors began clearing and logging in much of Yarmouth County. This is when the earliest roads and trails were cut out of the virgin timberland of southwest Nova Scotia. Dams and mills were built, and in the first decades of the 1800s, the first homes were constructed. Since that time, over 190 years ago, man has been faced with the need to get in and out of these communities. And since that time, over 190 years, little has changed as far as the roads go. To be sure, there have been some improvements. The roads have been widened, and large, deep, and often totally ineffective ditches have been dug. Many equally ineffective culverts have been laid. But next to nothing has been done to provide a modern base underneath these roads. Countless tens of thousands of dollars worth of gravel and stone have been deposited on the road surface, only to disappear deep into the soft, wet soil underneath, unimpeded by any solid foundation whatsoever. Today, oxen and horses, buckboards and carriages have given way to modern, sophisticated, and extremely expensive vehicles that have been designed from the ground up to operate on modern, all-weather road surfaces. Yet year after year, we are forced to operate these vehicles on roads little changed since they were first laid down. Every year, we have countless opportunities to give way to our most base anxieties when the roads deteriorate to the point where emergency vehicles, such as ambulances and heavy fire trucks, would not simply be delayed, but might not be able to come at all. There was a time when this area was host to farmers and woodsmen who only needed to leave the area a few times a year to stock up on essential food supplies and building material. They had their own school and church, and they were extremely self-sufficient. But those days are gone. Today, the area is populated by a large number of families who must rely on these roads on a daily basis to go to work, go to school, shop, or visit a doctor. It's easy for the casual observer, who usually confines his visits to the hot, dry summer months, to think that the hard, almost pavement-like quality of our roads would need little improvement or maintenance. However, these smooth surfaces are in reality the prime indicator of the actual condition of these roads. They are primarily clay roads, where what little gravel remains is making its steady, inexorable way deep into oblivion. Should the same observer venture down these same roads 24 hours after a major rainstorm, or any time between late fall and late spring, he or she is likely to find anything from deep frozen channels constantly trying to take over your steering or rip out your oil pan to virtually impassable quagmires of mud, water, and potholes covering the entire road surface. This problem is not restricted to Yarmouth County. All of rural Nova Scotia is affected because of the virtual moratorium on the paving of existing dirt gravel roads in the province. It is simply unacceptable that citizens of this province should have to put up with roads like this year after year, decade after decade. If the government is serious about promoting growth in the rural parts of our province, then it is time to turn their attention to the unpaved roads that see significant traffic due to their location and population density. Now that we are living in the 21st century, it's time that rural roads were at least brought into the 20th century. It's time these roads were paved. Can you imagine an ambulance or a fire truck trying to make it down this road? Just think about that. To move far over to the left side of the road here. It's the only place where you might get a little traction, but if you get in one of these ruts, even with my high ground clearance, the center of my car touched the road just there in several places. Now we're back to civilization in the Beaver River Road.